The calling card is a pre-deployed application of Rescue, which allows a simple connection establishment without users. So basically it can be pre-deployed, so it can be generated as an MSI or a PKG package. It can be mass distributed, and it allows a simple way to establish the session without the need to download. And here on this slide, we can see the actual pain points that this can elevate. So first of all, what I've already mentioned, no need to download any application. The user just needs to start the calling card through which the connection can be established. But of course, as they say, great power comes with great responsibility. This can allow malicious actors to gain access to your organization. As we all know, nowadays cyber threats are increasing, and the malicious actors are getting more and more creative in order to expose our companies. But we have a solution for that. So basically what the calling card does with the company ID validation feature, that the enter PIN code, which allows to establish a session, will be double-checked, will be verified by the calling card. And if it originates from a different domain, from a different tenant, then it won't be accepted. So that's security. Another important topic in regards of the calling card is simplicity. As I've mentioned, I've worked for several years in end user support, and I know the pain points when you have to ask the end user, please open up an application, please go to a specific website, which is time consuming, and it can be frustrating, not just for the end user, but for the actual agent as well. But with the branding and customization options, we can allow an end users a simple way to connect. So with that being said, now I'm going to present to you how we can do this in a simplified manner. So I'm going to share now my screen. And here we can see my virtual machine. And I'm going to present now two different scenarios. Scenario number one, I'm the bad guy, I'm the malicious actor. And let's imagine that I'm in contact right now with this particular end user, let's say over the phone. I've identified myself as a member of the IT team, and now I'm trying to gain access to this particular machine. But luckily, my end user has been properly educated, and he or she knows that whenever someone from the IT department would like to establish a connection, they need to use the calling card. And the calling card in this case has been branded. So let's say my IT team is called Instant Help. So here on the desktop, we can find the Instant Help calling card. And as we can see, it is being branded. So with different colors, with different pictures, and so on. So this provides the end user an easily recognizable application to establish the session. And behind this window, I have my Rescue Technician console. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to generate a PIN code for this session. So I'm clicking on New Session, Create PIN Code, and now I'm going to share this PIN code, and again, let's say over the phone. And once the end user enters this PIN code and hits connect, the connection is not being established. We even get a description or an explanation for that the PIN code which has been entered originates from an unrecognized source. And this way, we have evaded a potential threat. If the end user again is properly educated, they know that if the calling card is not accepting the PIN code, then they shouldn't continue the conversation or the session establishment with this particular representative. And now let's see scenario number two. Now I'm going to play the good guy. So I'm a member of the IT department and I would like to establish the connection. And as we talked about that the calling card belongs to a specific organization, to a tenant, I'm going to use a different one, the one which corresponds with my technician console and to my account. That is the GoToSales demo calling card. And even here we can see, even if we compare the two of these, the differences. Again, the look and the feel with the colors, the picture, and even the embedded links that we can find here at the bottom. And if I try to use the same PIN code on this particular calling card, which again belongs to my organization, and I choose connect, then in a matter of seconds, the connection is being established. And once I launch the remote control session, which of course has to be approved by the end user, then I can gain access to this particular machine in order to support my end user. And this is basically the main takeaway in this scenario. An easily recognizable application for our end users and the added security against any type of social engineering or scammers. A question that I receive quite often is that, okay, in this case, I would need to deploy this calling card onto the end user's machine. But what about those scenarios where I don't want to install an actual application? Can we elevate and can we implement the same security setting even by B2C customers or by ad hoc support scenarios? And the answer to that is yes. So the company ID validation can be added not just to the calling card, but even to the PIN landing page. So by default, we offer the logme123.com webpage where we can redirect our users, where they can enter the PIN code and download a one-time exe data through which the connection can be established. And this is a zero installation approach. So once the session ends, that exe cannot be reused for that particular session. And what we can offer with this page is that you can take this page, we have an actual documentation around it, and you can embed it on your publicly facing web page. So one of our customers is doing the same thing. So here we don't see any traces of GoTo, nor LogMeIn or Rescue, but in the background, this page serves the same functionality. So if I try to generate a PIN code again, so I'm going to start a new session, generate a new PIN code. And if I try to use it on this particular web page, it's not being accepted. But if I use it on the publicly available one, then the one-time exe is being downloaded, through which I'm able to establish the connection. Great. And again, I would like to elevate on simplicity. Simplicity not just for the end users, but for the IT teams as well. Because the question may come up, okay, how big of an effort will it take for me to customize the calling card or to customize a web page such as this? So we have actual and detailed documentation all around this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the Rescue administration interface. And here under the calling card tab, we can see that I can just simply upload the pictures that I want to see within the calling card. I can even adjust the colors as well. And truly powerful feature of this, the company ID validation can be found here at the very bottom. So here I can just simply tick in this box through which I can enable this feature. And for the publicly facing web page, that can be found under the resources tab. So here is the actual HTML code, so you can embed the logme123.com page on your publicly facing web page or even on your intranet page.